All the popular YouTubers tell me that for me to get you to pay attention and to listen to what I have to say, I've got to have an extreme and emotional lead-in. Well, here goes.
Silent killer seeks to destroy your roof. What are you gonna do about it? Innocent looking fiend wants to destroy your roof. Here's how you can fight back.
All right, now that I got that out of the way, hopefully you are paying attention because this is actually pretty important information, and it's about ice dams and what they can actually do to your roof. Oftentimes they look innocent enough. Oftentimes you don't even realize that there is an ice dam up there because it just looks like snow sitting on your roof. But here's why an ice dam can actually become a problem on your roof. What happens is, as snow and ice is melting because of the heat coming from the inside of your house, as well as the sun shining down on it from above, once that water gets out to a spot on your roof where there's no ambient heat coming from underneath, then it starts to freeze. So you're going to see this happening a lot, mostly at the soffits on your roof. You're also going to see it happening at the bottom of valleys, and those are all your weak spots, because at the soffit, you know, that's where the shingles are overhanging the eave, and so water can actually start to push back up underneath there really easily. And then in a valley, you know, you've most of the time you've got shingles overlapping each other, coming from different directions. So you've got, you know, shingles coming down this slope in a valley, and then you've got shingles coming down this slope, and they're meeting like that, and they're usually going to overlap one another. But sometimes, especially on an older install or on a premium shingle, those valleys are going to be open, so you're going to be able to see a strip of metal coming down that valley. And so those are all vulnerable areas. Like I say, the reason that becomes a problem is because as that ice starts to form and it starts to creep back up the roof, it can start to go underneath your shingles, or it can actually go underneath pretty much any kind of roofing material. It's going to start creeping back up there. Once it gets back to a spot where there's warmth coming from underneath, then that starts to melt, and then that water wants to follow anything it can follow down through the roof deck. So nails, any other penetrations, right? So like if there are pipes coming up through the roof, anything like that, that water is going to try to follow those down through the roof deck. It can get into the soffit and start to rot out the wood and destroy the wood in your soffit. Worse, it can come into the house and start causing drywall damage. And it doesn't necessarily manifest itself right underneath the leak. Sometimes that water can travel down through a wall and end up in a basement. And you might have an ice dam that looks like this, and then you're going to know, oh yeah, I've definitely got a problem, because this one is actually tearing the gutter off of the house on this one. But you may have something that looks a lot more subtle, like this, and you might end up just thinking, oh well, you know, that's just a little bit of snow up on the roof, you know, it's eventually going to melt. But the problem is that it is melting, and then it's freezing again when it gets cold, and then it melts, and then it freezes, and then that starts working its way down toward the eave and can actually start pushing back up underneath the shingles. So ice dams really are not something that somebody should kind of take lightly. I'm not trying to say that an ice dam is going to cause a problem every single time, but one thing to pay attention to is not only could it cost hundreds or thousands of dollars of damage to your home, but an ice dam, if it's not taken care of, can actually void the shingle warranty from your shingle manufacturer. And it can also void any workmanship warranty that you might have from your roofer. Well, what can be done about an ice dam? Oftentimes, the first thing people try is putting on heat tape. And they'll just go down to Home Depot and buy that stuff. It looks like coaxial cable, and they'll run that in a zigzag pattern on their roof. As we can see, that stuff does not work. It's not effective. At best, it's only going to melt just a little strip right around that tape. Another thing that people try is brushing the snow off of the roof. Sometimes they'll actually try to get on the roof and do that. Well, that's just downright dangerous. Another thing that they try is you can get a snow rake and you can try to pull the snow off of your roof. Oftentimes that's going to damage your roofing material. So the conventional things that people try to deal with ice dams really just don't work, or they're just not safe. Well, at Homestead Roofing, we actually have what we think is an excellent solution that we call our Ice Buster. But if you're getting snow and ice build up on your roof and you'd like us to come take a look at it and evaluate it, see if it could potentially be causing a problem for you, and then maybe talk to you about our Ice Buster system, just give us a call at our office right up here, 719-433-6991. You can also visit our website. That's right down here, homesteadroofingcolorado.com. We've got a lot of other informational videos out there. So we've got another video that talks about our Ice Buster system and how to prevent ice dams. So we'll put a link to that, and it's probably going to end up like right up here. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon up there so that way you get notified when we've got new videos. And until our next Walk in the Park video, I'm Tracy Bookman, owner of Homestead Roofing.